We have a beautiful announcement to make. It's very exciting. Money is pouring in, and we want to keep it that way. We have tremendous interest in our country, more than ever before. There's never been anything like it. We're almost at a $4 trillion level, and that's something that's never happened because of
Let's dive into the economic analysis of President Trump's recent speech, focusing on Hyundai's significant investment in the U.S. In his remarks, President Trump touches on a variety of subjects, from the upcoming election to tariffs and the impact on American job creation. While there are many aspects to consider, my primary focus will be on the economic implications and how the news might affect you and I directly. Let's explore these key takeaways.
tariffs.
In last week's video, I discussed tariffs and explored how they function, as well as the potential outcomes they could generate. A few interesting points were raised in the comments. One viewer suggested that the tariffs might not be as harmful as they are often portrayed, while another shared how they noticed an increase in their bills over the past few years, seemingly due to these tariffs. What's your perspective? Do you think the potential effects of tariffs are being overstated? Remember, the point of my previous video was not to advocate for or against tariffs, but to consider the potential consequences they might bring. In today's analysis, President Trump introduces several individuals who will give further insights on Hyundai's decision. It's important to keep track of these names, as I will discuss some of their comments in detail later.
Louisiana Governor Jeff Landry, I said, if you get it signed up, we'll do it at the White House, and you got it all done. I'm proud of you. As Executive Chairman of Hyundai Motor Group, Jung E-sun, thank you very much. Hyundai Steel President Soo Gang-hyun, thank you very much. President, that's big stuff. Also, and these names are much less difficult for me, but this one we will definitely get right. Mike Johnson, our great speaker, and he's been doing a real job. Right, Mike? It's an easy job, isn't it?
Oh, now let's shift the focus to the heart of the presentation. Take your time to consider the implications of Hyundai's announcement on both the U.S. economy and the automotive sector. I'll summarize the key points immediately after.
Today we're delighted to report that Hyundai is announcing a major $5.8 billion investment in American manufacturing. In particular, Hyundai will be building a brand new steel plant in Louisiana, which will produce more than 2.7 million metric tons of steel a year, creating more than 1,400 jobs for American steelworkers, and then there'll be major expansion after that. This will be Hyundai's first ever steel mill in the United States, one of the largest companies in the world, by the way, supplying steel for its auto parts and auto plants in Alabama and Georgia, which will soon produce more than 1 million American-made cars every single year. Cars are coming into this country at levels never seen before. Get ready.
Hyundai's $5.8 billion investment is more than just a business move. It represents a shift in U.S. manufacturing. The establishment of a new steel mill in Louisiana, capable of producing 2.7 million metric tons of steel annually, will help solidify Hyundai's supply chain for its auto plants. In addition to this, over 400 American steelworker jobs will be created, further emphasizing Hyundai's dedication to bolstering local manufacturing efforts. But this expansion extends beyond steel, with plans to increase vehicle production in Alabama and Georgia to more than 1 million cars annually. Hyundai is placing its position in the U.S. market. This move is set to create a ripple effect, potentially benefiting American jobs and industries, and positioning Hyundai for future growth in the years to come.
This investment is a clear demonstration that tariffs very strongly work. The tariffs are bringing them in at levels that have not been witnessed.
One common critique of tariffs is that they lead to higher prices. After all, if production costs rise, it stands to reason that the price of products might also go up. However, there's an interesting nuance here. If the production of goods can bypass the added cost of tariffs and still be cheaper than outsourcing, manufacturing in the U.S. might actually help reduce prices, assuming other factors remain constant. Do you think this approach could drive prices down or push them up? President Trump will elaborate on the broader strategy behind this thinking in this section.
Hyundai will be producing steel in America and making cars in America, and as a result, they'll not have to pay any tariffs. You know, there are no tariffs if you make your product in America, something that's why so many people are coming. As you know, we have from Taiwan, the biggest chip manufacturer in the world, is coming in with $200 billion, and we have a lot of people coming and plants coming and companies coming that never would have been here, never would have even thought about it.
Hyundai's decision to produce both steel and cars within the U.S. allows the company to avoid tariffs, thereby strengthening its supply chain and boosting competitiveness. This move underscores a larger trend as companies are increasingly recognizing showcasing the advantages of local manufacturing. For example, Taiwan's $200 billion chip manufacturing deal demonstrates that global companies see the value in establishing operations in the U.S., which not only brings jobs, but also fosters innovation. This trend could have a profound impact on the American economy.
The new steel plant in Louisiana is part of an even larger $21 billion investment Hyundai will be making in the United States over the next couple of years. The company will also be massively increasing its auto manufacturing in Georgia and investing billions of dollars in advanced American technology companies.
Hyundai's $21 billion investment marks a pivotal moment in U.S. manufacturing, especially within the automotive and technology sectors. The steel mill in Louisiana and expanded auto manufacturing in Georgia are just the beginning. Hyundai's commitment to advanced technology further signals their intention to innovate locally, creating thousands of new jobs and reinforcing America's role as a global manufacturing hub. As we hear from Hyundai's executive chairman, the scope of these plans could reshape both the company's future and the U.S. economy in the long term.
I'd like to ask the executive chairman to say a few words, and it's a great honor to have Hyundai, a truly great company. Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Congratulations on the remarkable start to your new term.
It's been good.
All right.
It's been a great one.
We have invested over $20 billion and now support more than 570,000 American jobs. So I'm pleased to announce an additional $21 billion in a new investment over the next 4 years, our largest U.S. invest ever. A key part of this commitment is our $6 billion investment to strengthen the U.S. supply chain from steel and parts to automobiles. We are especially excited about Hyundai Steel's multi-billion investment in a new facility in Louisiana, which will create 1,300 American jobs, foundation for a more self-reliant and secure automotive supply chain in the U.S.
Since Hyundai's arrival in the U.S. in 1986, the company has already invested over $20 billion, creating more than 570,000 jobs across all 50 states. Now, with a new $21 billion commitment, Hyundai's focus will be on strengthening the U.S. supply chain with a particular emphasis of local production. A cornerstone of this investment is Hyundai Steel's $6 billion facility in Louisiana, which will create 1,300 new jobs and enhance the security of the U.S. automotive supply chain. This strategic move has the potential to leave a lasting impact on local economies and the broader market.
Do you have any questions, please? Yeah, please.
The size of the investment, partly because of tariffs. On April 2nd, the reciprocal tariffs will go into effect. Is it truly reciprocal? Are there some countries that might get a break or some sectors that might get a break?
A key issue raised is that of reciprocal tariffs, which raises questions about whether tariffs will be equally applied across all countries and industries. With tariffs expected to take effect in April, the real concern lies in whether certain industries or countries will face exemptions. While the concept of reciprocal tariffs aims to create equal treatment, negotiations between countries may lead to exemptions for some sectors. In the following segments, we'll dive deeper into how these tariffs may affect the global market and influence business strategies.
Well, I may give a lot of countries breaks. We'll be announcing some additional tariffs over the next few days, having to do with automobiles, cars, and having also to do a little bit with lumber down the road and chips. We're going to get all those chip companies coming back. They're already coming back without even doing it.
The impending tariffs on products such as automobiles, lumber, and chips will inevitably have an impact on industries already grappling with supply chain challenges. These new trade dynamics will force companies to adjust, especially in sectors like the automotive, manufacturing, and technology. Some chip companies are already returning to the United States, which suggests that the strategy may be beginning to encourage domestic production.
Anybody else?
This announcement on Hyundai, is this a blueprint for you for other automakers to come to the United States to do what Hyundai is doing and investing so much in Louisiana and creating these new jobs?
Absolutely. That's a nice question from you. That's a shocking question, how nice it is, huh? That's okay. That's a question that's a good question, actually. Yeah, sure. Hyundai's a great company. We have other great companies coming in, and we have tremendous interest in every business. I can't just say automobiles, but automobiles is a big one. This is the beginning of a lot of things happening. We've had, as you know, Apple's announced a a $500 billion investment, and other companies have announced 250, 300 billion. But we're well into the $3 and $4 trillion mark, which has never happened to our country before. What it really means is jobs. All we care about is jobs, right? We care about quality and quality of life and safety and security, but we care about jobs.
Hyundai's investment in Louisiana is setting a powerful precedent for other automakers and businesses considering expansion into the United States. This move is just the beginning, and we are likely to see similar investments across various industries. Companies like Apple are already committing billions to the United States, signaling a major push towards job creation and economic growth. The focus on high-quality jobs and sustained growth suggests that the U.S. economy is poised for a transformative shift in the coming years.
They have to pay a 25% tariff to do business with the United States.
Top of existing tariffs. So, for example, China buys
Yes,
a lot of
that
oil.
would be a top of existing.
45%
That would
tariffs
mean,
on China
yep,
next week.
that's on top of existing tariffs, yes.
And so also next week, April 2nd, as you said, Liberation Day. Is that going to be sector tariffs as well as reciprocal tariffs?
It's going to be everything, yeah. It's going to be everything, but not all tariffs are included that day. For instance, we'll do some, as you know, we have already done steel and aluminum, and that's at a 25% level. And we are going to be doing automobiles, which you've known about for a long time. We'll be announcing that fairly soon. April 2nd comes, that'll be reciprocal tariffs, but we may take less than what they're charging because they've charged us so much. I don't think they could take it. In other words, they've charged us so much that I'm embarrassed to charge them what they've charged us. But it'll be substantial, and you'll be hearing about that on April 2nd. And it will be Liberation Day because we'll be taking in large amounts of money for our country, and that's lower taxes and all of the things that are good, and jobs, a lot of jobs.
The introduction of additional tariffs, including the 45% tariff on China, will have far-reaching effects on the global trade. The April 2nd deadline looms, bringing with it a broad array of reciprocal tariffs that will affect industries like automobiles, steel, and aluminum. This signals a strategic shift aimed at bolstering the U.S. economy, generating revenue, and creating jobs. The April 2nd announcement could mark a significant turning point for both global trade and American industries. As we've seen today, Hyundai's substantial investment and the ongoing developments surrounding tariffs are poised to shape both the automotive and technology sectors in the U.S. With billions being invested into U.S. manufacturing and innovation, we're witnessing a pivotal moment that could bring lasting benefits to local economies and the workforce. The anticipated changes might accelerate this transformation. I'd love to hear your thoughts on these changes. Do you think Hyundai's investment in the tariffs will positively impact the U.S. economy in the long term? Let me know your opinion in the comments below. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so you don't miss future videos. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in my next video.
Thank you. Thank you, everybody.